Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope your day's going wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me. Well, I have the Spellbinders Make It Merry Christmas kit here. We're going to create some cards using it. I'm going to go over the kit contents. Your kit will arrive in this really pretty box. We'll go ahead and open this up. And you get a recipe card. I always call these recipe cards because it tells you the kit contents here, and then it gives you a recipe on how to create this card here. So that's a nice little gift. First, you get some card bases, and I'm excited about this because you get 12. These are 5x7 side folding card bases with a coordinating V-flap envelope. This I might just make 5x7s. I don't think I've ever made those before. And then you get 13 A2s. But I did notice, you get the V-flap envelope. I did notice with these 13 A2s, they looked a little bit less wide than my normal A2s. So this is my card base that I usually create. You line it up against here and you can see that these card bases are 1/4 inch shy. So these measure 4 inches wide by 5.5 inches tall. So just a little note on that. But you get 13 of these, 12 of these, 25 in total. You get a full pack of the Make It Merry paper pack. This actually comes in cellophane. A package like this. I took mine out to make it easier. There's 18 sheets in here. You get a variety of colors that coordinate with everything in the kit. You get 2 gold foil sheets and then 2 silver foil sheets. And I'm going to fan these out really quickly. You get an ivory, 2 white, a black, a brown. You also get 2 shades of pink, 3 shades of red. Let me show you. You get 3 shades of green, 1 shade of blue, and then you're foiled. 2 of each of your foils. I love the colors of this. I think it's fabulous. You get all of this. You also get a full-size paper pad. There's 40 sheets in here. These are single-sided. Has a little peekaboo window in there. That's pretty cool. I'm just going to go through them really quickly. Some of these have foil on them, which makes the paper extra special. And I have to say, I love this paper pad. And it coordinates perfectly with your Make It Merry paper pack there. Let me put that there. Okay, you get some chipboard stickers. These are chipboard elements. And you get front and back. You also get some sentiments in circles and in strips. Some are banners also. This is chipboard stickers also. And you can see they coordinate with the paper beautifully. Get some puffy stickers that are not puffy. I say that, it's the nice thing about these is they look like puffy stickers, but when you peel them off, let me show you. When you peel these off the sheet, they don't lose their shape. We'll remove season. When the puffy stickers are on the softer side, they sometimes lose their shape. So these are really nice, and they're real pretty gold, and you get some stars and some bursts in the background also, and a little bit of greenery or branches, foliage. So you get a sheet of that. Now these are really puffy stickers. If you smush on them, they puffy. They get if you smush on these smush. Let me show you. So you get some of these. I love these stickers. You get some gems in 4 different sizes. Lots of red gems. You get some sequins. Actually, these are confetti. There's no holes in them. Pretty good sized bag. Of course, you get some double-sided adhesive and then 2 sheets of the foam, which is nice. And lastly, are you ready? The kit is packed with die cuts. You get two 2 die cut packs, and then there's 2 of each pattern in each one. So you get 2 of these presents, 2 of these number 8 banners. These would be great for an advent calendar. And then sentiment strips. You probably get everything Christmas in here. I'm not going to go through them because I want to save a little bit of time. But that is our kit. Our kit is empty. And so let's create some cards. I'm just going to do a few cards. So here is the entire contents. I think we're going to go for 5 by 7 cards today. We'll see how that goes. And I'm going to trim down some papers and we're going to jump in. We're going to start by adhering this panel that I created using one of my embossing folders. This is the Spellbinders 3D Flurry of Snowflakes embossing folder. I embossed a piece of white cardstock to go over the front of my card base. So we have a nice wintry background. After we have this adhered, I have 3 strips of pattern paper. This is the wood grain, this is the gold polka dot, and we have the Christmas print in red. And these are 2" by 6" strips. I have a panel that I'm going to adhere these on, and let me give you the measurement to this. This is using the cream colored cardstock in our kit. I just trimmed it down to 3 1/4 inches by 6 inches. What we're going to do is adhere some stripes directly on this paper here. And I thought we would adhere this to really any kind of colored, really any cardstock would work. I'm using the cream because my card bases are white, but you could use any cardstock for this. I just did this because I'm going to adhere this to our card base, and since we have some embossing, I really wanted it to stick. So I'm going to adhere this next polka dot strip about 1/2 inch from the left side, so we have 1/2 inch of the wood grain showing. I'm going to add some adhesive behind our last piece of pattern paper. And we're going to adhere this. Make sure your print's right side up all the way to the right here. And I have a little bit of the pattern paper showing on the bottom. I'm going to use my paper trimmer and we're going to trim this off. Just evening up this. I'm going to place this to the left of my card base. And again, today we're using the 5 by 7 card bases. I feel like I have so much extra room when creating, but I do notice that as far as our ephemera in our kit goes, that it's more geared to the smaller side versus the larger side. So I picked, for the most part, the largest die cuts out. There are some globes in there, like this is an empty one that you can fill in. I thought that was super fun. I'm going to take this tag, we're going to add some twine. I'm going to bring in some black and white baker's twine. We're going to thread it through our tag, and I'm going to pop this up with some foam tape. Okay, our bow is tied, and now we have our postcard. I'm going to adhere a postcard at an angle, but I need to level it off because this is popped up. So let's bring in another piece of foam tape. I'm going to place it at an angle here. And then we have our snow globe. Just to make it a little bit more playful, I'm bringing in my shaved ice. And I'm just going to add some glue where the snow is. And then maybe we should dip it. Dip it in there. So we have a little bit of snow on the bottom here. Since we use glue, you have a little bit of time to kind of move it around. And then we're going to place this on our card, but I do want to put some foam behind here. I'm going to add a foam square here, and then I'll add a little glue here, and we'll tack our snow globe over, so it's over our tag and over our postcard. Now to fill in the snow globe, I have our little house. There is a chipboard sticker that's the same. Here. But this one's a little bit larger, so I opted for the die cut. And I did put some foam tape behind here. We are going to add that to our snow globe. And you know, I think I'm going to add a little of my shaved ice to the bottom here. Now, if you don't have the shaved ice, you could use glitter. If you don't want to fuss with glitter, you could use like stickles. Anything shiny would be fun. And we're going to add that to our snow globe. I have these two pieces of ephemera, and I'm going to add a foam square behind here. This is, it looks like maybe a star cookie or a star. And we're going to tuck these holly leaves under that star there. Okay, now we have some of our chipboard stickers. I'm scooting over my snow globe very carefully because in my chipboard stickers we have the 25. I love the color of this, and I'm going to add this to the top of the tag. And yes, I think that is going to work out great. For my sentiment for this card, we're going to use our chipboard sentiments here. I'm going to take the sentiment that says, "Believe in the magic of the season." Just making sure it's straight. And then, after we have this done, I'm going to bring in our gems. I'm going to add one to the center of our star. And that will finish my first card. We're going to jump in to our second card. For my next card, I did the same thing with the same embossing folder. I embossed a card front panel. So this is a 5x7 panel. Actually, it's a little longer than 5x7. I kind of got my measurements off a little bit, but we'll trim that up with our paper trimmer. I'm going to use my tape runner, and we will secure this to the front of our card base. And I had just enough, I ran out of tape. Now I have some of that cream colored cardstock. Okay, and this measures 4 inches by 6 inches tall. And then I have some of the same pattern papers that we used for our first card. This first wood grain measures 4 by 6, but you don't really need that big of a piece if you want to save your cardstock. You basically need about maybe 1.5 inches of this. But I'm going to take this and layer it on this panel. And then I have the Christmas words. This is 4 inches by 5 inches. And this is going to layer like this. So basically 1 inch is showing on the very top. I'm going to go ahead and adhere this. And then lastly, I have our gold polka dot pattern paper. This is going to go on the very bottom. So this is about 3/4 of an inch showing. So you really don't need this long of a panel. You could get away with maybe a 1 inch and layer all 3 of these together. Now I wrote the measurements on my pattern paper. Boy, I am both of these. You can see the red. I guess I need to refill my tape runners. I'm going to do that right now here. Spellbinders tape runners are very easy to refill because all you do is drop them in, and there's a lot of adhesive in here. All you do is just pop it in at the top, and you're good to go. It's a lot quieter than my dot liner too. Let's add this. I put my measurements on my cardstock here, and I'm not going to bother erasing it because we are going to cover it up with that pink tag we have. I'm going to trim off the right side just a little bit to make that evened up. And then I'll place this in the center of my card base. I had to add a little bit of glue on that area there. Now after we have this adhered, we have some die cuts and a tag. I'm going to thread that same black and white twine through my tag. And then I have a piece of white cardstock that's 4 inches wide. So it's the same width as this pattern paper. I'm going to freehand a snowbank, and I want to make sure it's going to go over my tag, maybe slope down a little bit. So we'll start on this side. You could probably do either side. But I'm going to add my snowbank. Oh, maybe we should pop this up. We'll pop this up with some foam tape. I'm going to remove the release paper here. And I'm going to add some of my shaved ice to the upper portion of my snowbank that we created. And I'm just going to use my glue for this. I put glue on here, and then I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle some of this on here. The nice thing about the shaved ice is it looks fluffy, but it's flat. And I love the iridescent tint to it. Okay, we're going to actually, while I have my shaved ice out, I'm going to take this, I'm going to take my snowbank, and I'm going to add it to the bottom of my panel here. And then while I have my shaved ice out, I'm going to add a little bit of sparkle to the treetops too. Just maybe on one side. So we have some sparkle on this too. And then I put some more adhesive behind here. What we're going to do is add this. So this one's straight up, but this one's kind of wonky. Let me show you. Okay, and then we're going to take our deer. I put some foam tape behind the upper portion of the deer, and we are going to tuck the deer. We'll add our deer to our snowbank. For my sentiment on this card, I know I want to bring in some red. Let's see. There's some hearts in here. I want to bring in a little bit of red, so I'm going to bring in a heart. And lastly, I have two of my sentiments from our chipboard sentiments. I have Christmas wishes do come true. I'm going to add this at the very bottom here. I want a little bit of that fishtail overhanging off of the left. And then I have this sentiment that says, wishing you joy and happiness this Christmas. I'm going to take one of my red gems and I'm going to add it to my that heart just for a little added sparkle. And I'm going to take one of my gold stars from my die cut pack, and I think I need to add a star on top of my tree. And I'm just going to use a little bit of glue, and we'll add that star at the very top of the tree. And I think that looks wonderful. So these are my 5x7 cards that we created today with the Make It Merry card kit. I'll leave a link down below if you want to check it out. But this is really big for what I'm used to creating with. You can see the size difference, but I feel like there's a lot more room to fill, like little pieces of art, I guess. But it was really fun to create with the 5x7s. But those are my projects. I thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you